is it Monday? Like, I feel like week 2 was 5 seconds long. I don't even know where it went. And then on the weekend I didn't do anything because that got jam-packed. So it's apparently sprint 3 now. So it's retrospective time, and I literally didn't do any extra stuff, so I'm gonna make up for that today. This microphone might be a little loud. I'm gonna try to make up for that today. I'm kind of tired. Mondays are hard. Okay, so I still have a lot of things to do. We're gonna be doing it better. So, like, let's just do the retrospective, because I feel like I have no idea what I did last week. Like, I have my day planner here. I keep a paper day planner. I have a lot of stuff on it, I guess, but I don't even remember what happened. I just got really busy, I guess. So I don't know what happened last week. So things to change, I might start keeping a spreadsheet of my work. Log time worked in spreadsheet. Which, you know, I've done for projects in the past, just from my own curiosity's sake. So I think I'll do that now just to make sure I'm, like, trying to do some game dev every day. Another thing that has been causing problems for me is the video part is taking up time. Making videos takes up time. So basically there are either two problems. It's either record with explanations and then cut. If I do that, editing is easier, but closed captioning is harder. Or I could record time-lapse and overdub afterwards, and for that, editing is harder and closed captioning is easier. And otherwise, it's harder, takes more time, takes less time, takes less time, takes more time. And, like, I would really like to have captioning available when the videos are up. There's always the YouTube auto-generated ones, and sometimes I download the auto-generated and then just make corrections, but I really don't like how it looks, the way it splits up words and sentences and stuff. It just doesn't look nice. Whereas if it's a video that I pre-script before I shoot a part, then I have the script, I just tell YouTube to auto set timings. And so that works pretty well, but then I do that. Or I have to make the video and then sit there and type out everything and then have YouTube sync it. So, but ideally, I would like for there to be captioning. But I might have to make a, what is it, like a concession or something? And just say, like, I don't want to do this, but maybe say, do closed captioning on weekends. Like, ideally, it should be accessible immediately when everyone else can freaking watch the videos. Everyone should be able to watch the videos. But considering that I'm on a tight schedule, it's also difficult. There's at least the auto closed captioning, which is better than nothing, but it's still not great. And I will add the captions afterwards, but in a single day, trying to do my part-time job, then do some game dev, then like study for my ASL class and stuff, and then everything, taking care of the chores and all of that. I'm one person. It is very hard to do that. And I'm not good enough at ASL yet to like subtitle or, you know, interpret my own videos. I'm not that good. I am not good at ASL. I'm fine. I'm a beginner. I don't know how to say that. So work on CC on the weekends. What went well? I did do a lot of coding on one day. I did a lot of coding on Wednesday. But then Friday I was out most of the day. Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday get really busy and I don't code. And I'm not going to expect myself to like give up weekends to just program all the time. So I'm just going to say be more diligent about programming Monday through Thursday. One of the challenges I have is that I don't like starting working on a project if I have something later in the day. But Monday, I work 6:50 to 8:40-ish a.m. and then again 4:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. So I can work during the day in between. It's just that my brain doesn't want to let me do that, but I will make myself do that. Wednesdays, Thursday. Then on Tuesday and Thursday I have class. And then 12:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. work. Work. And then Friday is free, Saturday is mostly free, Sunday is mostly free, but also I have to add, you know, put in socializing, errands, you know, cleaning the freaking house, etc. Life goes here. So yeah, I just need to be better about doing that. I don't know what else went well. Let's check out this burn down. Because I guess I moved some stuff to done. Wait, where is it? That's the milestone. Error loading the burn down data. Weird. Well, okay, it is now iteration 3, and we still have 15 issues. So we're gonna adjust that. And I'm gonna try to be better about using the board. So be better about using the issues board. Okay, now I'm gonna work on my setting up my tickets. Okay. So I basically took everything that wasn't done in iteration 2 and put it in iteration 3. So now it's a very, very full iteration. I also have it going until Sunday. I had it like iterations from Sunday till Saturday, but really it should kind of be Monday to Sunday. That gives me more like time. It doesn't break up the weekend all weird. So yeah. I think next I should work on collision with the map. Yay! Let's do that. So first off, I'm going to need a bounding box because I don't want the entire character sprite to be taken up. Or I don't want the entire character sprite to be part of the collision. Against the map, it should really just be her feet. So, let me show you that. In source code, we got our characters. So, And it could also probably be a radius. I'm going to go with bounding box for this though. So something like this, or even this, could be like a bounding box here. Like this area counts as collision if you're talking about a map. So that means in our character item, we're going to need a nth rectangle of their bounding box relative to one sprite frame. So where do I have those frames at? Where I was just kind of working on it, I guess under design. And so based on this character sprite of 80 by 160, I could make the bounding box like maybe here, or, well, you know, will be a little smaller. So then our bounding box will be at position 28 plus whatever the character's X position on the screen is, Y position 139 plus whatever that is, and then also whatever this when height is, so 2315. So as an example, that's an example for that, but we can do something else. So. You gotta look at this cute kitty. Where is she? There she is. She's sleeping on my arm. She's a sleepy kitty cat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cat. Cat. Oh. No. Sleepy. Meow meow meow. Pixel! Pixel! So now that we have these regions set up, we can either handle collision before the player moves or after the player moves. So if we did it after the player moves, you'd like check to see if the player was in the terrain at all, and then you'd like try to push them out, maybe. If you checked ahead of time, you would say, okay, player wants to move to the right. If they moved right, this is their current position. This is what their position would be, I guess. Wait, this would be your left. This is their position. This is where they would move to. So then you'd say, like, you don't actually change the position where they're currently at. You just pass this temporary rectangle over to whatever's checking collision. Check this against the map tiles. And if there is a collision with this temporary one, then you just don't change this one. If there's no collision, then you can change this one. One of the things you have to keep in mind, if your character can like change speeds or move really fast or something, if there's acceleration, which we don't have to worry about, is sometimes like maybe you have an acceleration, maybe your character ends up moving like more than 32 frames or 32 pixels in a movement, and then they could go through walls that way. We aren't going to have to worry about that. She only moves about 5 pixels, I think. And then so we can really just check and not really have to worry about getting stuck in the wall. So, well. So let's talk about collision detection really quick as an overview. So on a computer, the XY coordinates, usually for most of these libraries, look like this. The coordinate plane looks like this, where this is x, and as we go to the right, it gets bigger, plus x, and this is y. As we go down, it gets bigger, with the origin being up here. So for example, if your screen width was 1280, like maybe this would be 1280 by 720. Down here would be that position. Down here would be 1280 by 720. So with a collision box detection, what we have is two squares, and we need to see if they're intersecting. So if we, I don't know if, is that readable in colorblind mode? How do I color to gray? Oh, you can't see that very well? Okay. So let's say we have this square, and we have, hopefully these are distinguishable, this square. So we need to see if they are colliding. So this side, let me maybe draw it like this. This is the left. Up here, this is the top. And same here. Okay, so the question is, how do we know if these two things are colliding? Well, this will be colliding if it hits this side, up through all these positions, still colliding, up until this side, and then no more. So let's also label these really quick as A and B. So we can tell if they're colliding. This is one condition. Basically, if B is anywhere to the left of the A's right, so if B's left is less than A's right, then there's a collision. And collision, 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 as long as B's right is anywhere, oops, to the right of A's left, then we also have a collision. So B's right is greater than A's left. So if both of those are true, that means this side is somewhere to the right of the left, as confusing as that sounds, and this side is to the left of A's right. So if both of those conditions are true, then there's a collision. If one of them isn't true, it could be over here, it could be over here, but if they're both true, it's going to be somewhere in this range. Okay? Now top down is going to be the same, except you just swap out your left with top and your right with bottom. Like no collision, 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 no collision. Okay, so that's how that works. I keep looking at the monitor over here, which there's a webcam, but that's not working right now. The webcam's up here. That's where you are. I should be talking to you. Okay. And there we go. Now she can't walk into any walls. Sorry, I was surprised because I was going to like do debug outputs to show. So that one seems a little bit tighter than it needs to be. Like she seems like she should be able to go against the wall further. I wonder why that's doing that. maybe we should do some debug logs anyway. CodeBlocks is acting really badly today, so I'm gonna use Spacemax. Hello, I am lazy, and I'm going to tell you how to also be lazy like me. Do you hate cooking food, but you also kind of hate frozen food? Well, instead of buying American frozen food, buy Indian frozen food, and you can eat that. It's frozen, you just stab it a few times. That doesn't seem very effective. But then you microwave it for like 4 minutes, and then you have something tasty. At least to my unrefined palate, it's a lot better than most frozen food. And you can also heat up some naan with it. Yay! As a bonus, you can also buy a big pitcher of mango lassi. Also, side note, last year my parents gave me mousse cups and dishes for Christmas because they know me. Now, you can enjoy some dal makhani, which this is lentils. And I don't care if you're like, normally like, I don't like lentils, and I know I'm scooping this wrong, but I didn't really fold this right. I don't care if you don't like lentils, like, they're good, especially if they're Indian style. They're really good. Okay, I did a lot so far today. I might just show everything as a time lapse and then go through the Git diff and talk about what I changed that way. Maybe that will be a little bit more concise and just less wasted time. So maybe I'll try to do that. But I did some game objects. There's a kitty cat sleeping over there. Game objects, the character, the NPCs in player, collision detection, and attack animation. So I need to do more art, I think, and then I can do a basic fighty fight type of thing. I need to write a projectile class so that I think for this game so far, instead of having 3 weapons, you'll just have 1 weapon, and the other will be a nice to have. Having other weapons will be a nice to have, and it'll just be like Venture, except instead of a bow and arrow, I don't know how to animate that, and I don't know how to animate a sword very well. So she's gonna just do fireballs or something like that. So, okay. Well, I'm gonna start editing the video, and then as I get further in the editing, I will talk about things more in depth. But I took a lot of video, and I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna time lapse it. Yeah. Okay, I figured out why my sound sounds terrible today as I'm editing the video. I have this, and it's USB. It's not actually doing it through there, it's doing it through my webcam microphone. So cool. Technology's fun. Anyway, enough of that. Let's look at the get diff. So today I made some commits. That's what one usually does. Okay, so first off, I made bounding boxes for the character's feet. And that is what gets detected as the collision against the map tiles. So the map tiles are the full square 32 by 32 pixels. But if like the character's head, the sprite part of their head, the head part of their sprite, hits a wall, that shouldn't stop them from walking that way. So there's one bounding box around their feet. I made a second bounding box that goes around, you know, mostly the whole sprite, not the entire image because there's a lot of blank space there, but I decided to just make a second bounding box, and that will be the like inter-object bounding box, because if I'm standing here and the enemy's here and we're both the same height about, if we collide, then that counts as as collision. It's not going to be like if our feet touch, like, I don't know. I guess it could also be that way. We'll see how that works with the combat. Yeah, I don't know. Because also if like a guy is coming down from up here, you don't want him to kill you because he's like behind you and his feet touched your head. But yeah, we'll look at it later. So, something that bugs me about SFML is that there's the int rect, and that uses left top width and height, and then there's the to vector, which uses X and Y, and so I keep having to switch between them because for my character position they have an XY. They also have a width and height, which I guess is their image frame width and height, and then they have two collision rectangles, and each of those have their own width and height, and all of that information is necessary to have it operate in the game world, not just a single XY point in space. So normally when I write this sort of struct for myself, I just make it a whole rectangle. So yeah, this is just drawing with SFML's like line drawing, shape drawing stuff, the collision rectangles. Okay, then basic collision detection. I think I explained that decently. I could have done better, but I explained how that works. Did a collision region for the goblin. I added a treasure image, but nothing happens when you walk over it. And then I did an attack animation, and I just implemented when you press the space bar, it starts that attack animation, and at the moment you can't move until you're done with that animation. So this one's just a kind of rough draft. I'll outline it and do some shading. And then I updated character. So character is the parent of player and NPC. That one's going to handle the animating for actions. So up here, this is going to be like the walk action, south, north, west, east. This is going to be the attack action for each direction. And then if I happen to have more actions, I'll just keep adding a south, north, west, east section down here, and here, and here, and so on. So there's a begin attack and a end attack. The attack ends once the animation for that frame is over. So once it hits all of these frames at its normal animation speed, then they'll be done with the attack. I moved this part into its own spot. And I also made it so that if you're currently attacking, you can't walk. So we'll see how that is. You know, it's all just a design decision. Like, does this feel good to play? We have the collision detection in there. What is? That's all just the project file. Yeah. So, I mean, mostly it was just collision detection today. Here's a screenshot with the rectangles. The wall collision tiles all have their colliding areas. The characters in the gyms have their collision areas. And then I guess next time, you know, I need to do more art and then have some basic combat stuff. So we're getting there. I'm gonna have to update map formats because we need to be able to like say, hey, if you step here, you'll teleport to a new map. Yay! Okay, well, if you have any questions about stuff, let me know. I'm gonna try to make my microphone audio less terrible next time. I'm really sorry about this. I need to find like a good microphone that just stands here and isn't on my face. But also money. So maybe I'll just use a headset for now. Okay. Thanks for watching. Did I even do my catchphrase at the beginning? I don't think I did. Well, here's my ending catchphrase. Gisla revido, or Gisla revido. I don't know. Or I could say, Feca le tutto mundo. No. Just Gis. Goodbye.